So
Hello,
first,
jolly beautiful
the
people of the
last one
internet. Welcome
is
to
of
another
course
Walking Dead
Billy and
ranking
Ben.
video. Full
As
disclaimer, I
usual,
have
they
a
don't
little bit
do
of a sore
much at
throat,
all.
blocked
One
nose,
big thing
a little bit
about
of a
them in the book,
headache. I
though,
am
is that they
very
do get
sick.
lines.
So if you
Finally,
hear me sniff and
strange
such,
lines,
there's
but
nothing wrong. I'm just a little
and
bit ill. The weather has
normal
changed, so
lines.
I am
But
trying to. So I'm
they
going to be
finally
making a
get
full recovery
lines,
soon.
and they finally do
Yes, I
some
know.
little
No
action.
Walking
But
Dead
that's just
videos
the
in like
normal
a
kid
week.
thing they do.
I know.
So they don't
Shameful.
do much really.
Don't worry. I've been planning a lot of stuff. Um, I did a short video in the shorts, but there was no response, so that's why I had to move on to the second book of the Walking Dead comic series. And just so you know, I do make shorts and I do make posts. So if there's anything that you're wondering why there's been no content, maybe check the posts and the shorts, because we don't just make videos on YouTube, okay? So we're going to be ranking all the characters that only appear in the second book. Just the second book. So let's get to it.
Next in line is Shane. Yes, Shane does appear in the second book, even though he died. He appears in a flashback. We do see the moments of when he and Laurie had an affair, but it's something that we already figured out in the first book. So nothing much really big contributed to that other than showing us, a sex scene. Next in line are Rachel and Susie. Yes, I'm putting those together because, like Billy and Ben, they do things together. They don't do anything at all. They're just Herschel's kids. That's all we learn from them. Next in line is Billy Green. Um, Again, he's just there as the son of Herschel, one of them. He does nothing at all. Doesn't even go to help with the barn attack that happens in the book. So a pretty useless character. Next in line is Patricia. She is just there as Otis's girlfriend. That's all we know about her. She is pretty much, again, a useless character in the book. She's just there for like more characters. Next in line is Chris. He is the boyfriend of Julie. He doesn't like Tyrese at all, and he mostly complains a lot. That's all he does. He's got a secret plan that he wants to do with Julie. He does train to use a gun, but that's it. He doesn't do much at all in the story. Next in line is Julie. She is the girlfriend of Chris and the daughter of Tyrese. She does learn to use a gun. She goes along with Chris's somewhat secret plan. That's it. That's all we learn about her. We learn nothing else. So, yeah. Next in line is Arnold Green. He is the second son to Herschel. The only big thing he does is try and save his father in the barn. That's the only moment where he peaks, and then after that, he just dies. That's all we learn from him. Next in line is Lacey. She is one of the daughters of Herschel. The only two things she does is she shows Rick's group around the farm, and she tries to help Arnold, but instead gets swarmed by the zombies and is eaten. That's all that happens. So yeah, um, yeah, pretty much useless. Next in line is Donna. She's only got the biggest story in the Wiltshire Estates plot. Um, all she's there to do. She does have some growth. That she does come around eventually to liking the group and not complain as much. So she does have a little bit of more growth. But sadly, her unawareness leads to her death. She gets overly confident and is swarmed by zombies as she's being munched down, and her death changes Alan in a lot of ways. Next in line is Otis. His big moment is when he accidentally shoots Carl, but Carl still survives, and he leads them to Herschel's farm, where Carl gets treated. He does feel sorry for what he did, but he isn't trusted much by Rick anymore. Next in line that you'll probably be surprised by is the fact that Glenn is next. Yes, Glenn, everyone's favorite character, is next in this story. I mean, he's pretty much does the same things. He is a loner most of the time, and he complains that he's all alone. But this book also starts the big relationship between him and Maggie Green. That's their big moment in the story. There's nothing else. All there is just to set up the big romance between Glenn and Maggie, which is really sweet. And he does decide to stay on the farm rather than leave because he loves her so much. That's pretty much his story. So yeah, nothing big, but it's something. And next in line is Maggie. She's pretty much just a horny daughter of Herschel Green, and she gets together with Glenn. And she does convince her father that she's happy with Glenn, and he gets to stay with her because Herschel wants her to be happy. That's pretty much all that's there. Sorry, there's not much to go around with Maggie. Next in line is Alan. He does have a big turn in the story where usually he's very happy and joyful, but then after Donna's death, he becomes very angry and is full of grief. And all he does all day to Andrea is he yells at her all the time, which is understandable, but can't have yelled him all the time. He's very mean to her. But when he's talking to Rick, he's fully like soft, broken down, explains his story with him and Donna, the happy times that they have. So that's pretty much all that Alan does in the story. So he does have an arc in this, finally. Next in line is Carol. She is the mother of Sophia. Her storyline is a love story. Her arc in this book is a love arc where she finally meets someone that she actually falls in love with, and that is Tyrese. And throughout the story, we see their love grow more and more, and it is really sweet to see. That's pretty much her arc in this, but I'm glad to see that she got some romance. Next in line is Sophia. In this book, she is the daughter of Carol, and in this one, it's a little arc, but it grows to be much bigger. She starts to attempt to have a romantic relationship with Carl Grimes. She does start to want to have a romantic relationship. She attempts many times, and she does have some story beats that work really well for her. That's pretty much Sophia, but she does become a character this time. Next in line is Dale. He owns the camper van. His big moments are mainly guiding Rick during his leadership, saying like you should probably saying like when. For instance, when Alan loses Donna, he's telling Rick, like, maybe don't speak to him or anything, just let him mourn, because he knows what's happened because he lost his wife. And he's begging Laurie that when she reveals that she's pregnant is, don't tell Rick the baby is Shane's because that will break him. And he has a great monologue in there, and I love that. He also helps find the prison that becomes a big plot in book 3. That's pretty much Dale's storyline, but he's still great. he is still great. Next in line is Tyrese. He is a new survivor in this, along with Julie and Chris. They first meet Tyrese on the road, and he becomes a big help, because he used to be an NBA player until he unfortunately hurt his shoulder. He mainly uses a hammer to kill the walkers. He's always looking out for his daughter Julie, looking for big ways to protect her. He doesn't fully trust Chris, but by the end he starts to warm up to him. And he has a big romantic arc with Carol that develops more and more into the story. And he's always there to defend Rick whenever possible. That's pretty much it for Tyrese. Next in line is Lori Grimes. She is the wife of Rick and the mother of Carl. In this storyline, she realizes that she's pregnant and lets everyone know. And throughout the story, she is combating her worry of the baby, and her dilemma of, should she tell Rick, is the baby his or is the baby Shane's? And she gets talked down to a lot by Dale and such, mainly for good reasons, but a lot of the times she's like telling her, like, why the baby, she does have support from Carol and her husband. Rick tells her that he doesn't care as long as the baby's his, and she definitely puts up a fight with Herschel when he tries to kick them out, but they are ultimately told to leave. That's pretty much her storyline there. Next in line is Herschel Green. He is the father of Maggie, Arnold, Lacey, Billy Green, Rachel, and Susie. His big storyline is taking Rick's group in, making sure Carl is fully healed, and he doesn't believe that the zombies are dead. He just believes they are sick people. When it comes to the barn incident, and he realizes, oh, they are dead people, they are monsters, he is forced to put them down, including one of his sons that were already killed before, which you'll find in the Telltale's Walking Dead series. He becomes so grief-stricken in the end that he wants Rick's group to leave because he blames them, even though it's mainly his fault. He was willing to shoot Rick when Otis stops him from doing that, and he fully breaks down, saying that I was going to kill that man. To Otis, I was really going to kill him. And that's the big story for Herschel. Next in line is Carl Grimes. He is the son of Rick and Lori. His big arc in this is that we would have thought that he would be trying to get over the fact that he killed Shane, but we don't get that. What we get is that he gets shot and is trying to put on a full recovery, which worries his parents a lot. And he has a small little romance arc with Sophia. He keeps rejecting it and such, but there's some spark in there. He also hates Chris because he was called a brat. But Julie, he likes Julie more, That's pretty much it for Carl, but the big being shot in the shoulder is the big story arc of all. And last, but of course not least, you all know the drill, it's Rick Grimes. He is the husband of Lori and the father of Carl. He controls the whole story whatsoever. He is the one that makes everyone leave the Atlanta group. They arrive at Wiltshire Estates. He starts to realize, oh God, it's full of dead people. He rushes everyone out, but he's unable to save Donna. He manages to save Tyrese's daughter and boyfriend. he becomes very upset when Carl is shot, thinking he's dead, but Tyrese tells him, "Hey, he's not dead. He's still alive." So the rest of that story arc at Herschel's farm, he worries that Carl may not make it, but he also is trying to help Herschel around as much as he can until he learns that, oh, there are zombies in the barn. But after Carl wakes up, the only two plot lines that happen is Rick starts to show Herschel, these aren't sick people, these are dead, and that they are kicked out without begging Herschel to let them stay. And in the end, they find the farm, not the farm, sorry, they found the farm, the prison. So that is it for the ranking of Volume 2, Miles Behind Us. I will look through the book to see if there's anything in there that we can make a story about. I don't imagine much. Some stuff in there has already been explained in the novels or in the video games, so I will not cover those, okay? I know you may want me to, but I can't. Thank you all very much for listening. If you like what you see, please leave a like and subscribe. If you don't like what you see, either leave a dislike or go away. I do not care. And have a good day.